one of them is the variable that was found, and the other one is what was displayed on the screen. Okay, so there's our question. And we're going to need to know several things. We need to know n. We're going to need to know I, and those are in too small of font. We're going to need to know present value. We're going to need to know payments. We're going to need to know future value. We're going to need to know payments per year. These are the things I would expect to see on your test paper. This is your only support for a problem like this. So as you read the exercise, notice that they asked you two questions. How much can you borrow? And then, what's the total interest that you pay? Two different questions. Two-step problem, at least. Okay? So help me fill in the blanks.
Interest 5.4.
Okay. 5.4% compounded how often?
Monthly.
So compounded monthly tells you that CY is also 12.
PY 12.
And if CY is 12, then PY is going to be 12. So that means that this is talking about 12 months up here. It means that N is going to have to be a number of months. So that first piece of information that you flitted over, because you weren't sure where it went, now you should know where it goes. So shouldn't this be 36 up here? Not 36 times 12. That's 36 years you're paying that loan off on. And as we said, that car's not drivable at that time. Or if it is, it's a very nice antique. What else? Well, you're going to borrow. And if you borrow it, what do you have to do? Pay it back, which means somewhere along the line you want to owe nothing. But your terms of the loan are, you're going to make regular payments of $465. So is this the value that we're trying to find?
Yes.
That's the amount of money we go to the bank and say, I need to borrow this. Or actually, we might go to the bank and say, I would like to borrow this. And they say, no, your credit says this is what you're going to get to borrow because this is all you can afford to pay. So all the information is identified for the first part of the problem. There we go. And now we're ready to go to the TBM solver. $36-month loan, 5.4%. We don't know what we're solving for, but there has to be something on that line. We're making payments of $465. In the future, we want to be debt-free, and we're making 12 payments every year. So we return to PV because that's the value that we're solving for. Launch the program, and it tells us that you are a good credit rating, so you will be able to borrow $15,422 and change. That's what you can afford to borrow. You walk out of the bank with that check. You go to the car dealership, you give them the check, they give you the car, but they send the title of the car to the bank because you don't get it from the bank until you pay the loan back. So how are you paying the loan back? Here's part two of the problem now. Now you got the car. Everybody likes your ride. You're happy with your ride. And you got to pay it back. What are you going to do to pay it back?
Monthly payments.
You're going to pay $465. How often?
Every month.
3 years.
For 36 months, because that's the end value. 3 years, 12 times a year, 36 months. So you didn't really have to go back and find out how many years you kept that car. They gave you the next best thing, which was M. You actually ended up paying a good chunk of change. But that's not where we do the calculations, because that's not a TVM solver problem. That's a straightforward, plain old ordinary arithmetic problem. So we go back to the home screen by doing second and the mode to quit back to the home screen. We pay $465 every month for 36 months. We paid back a total of $16,740. But we only borrowed $15,422.47. Why did we pay back more than we borrowed? The difference is interest. So we need to take this $16,740 and we need to subtract the $15,422.47 to find out that the interest is $1317.53. That loan to drive that car around for 3 years before it was ours cost us not only $15,422.47, but it cost us an additional $1,312.53 in interest. This is a two-stage problem, but only one of the stages is done in the TVM solver. So let's see how that fares when we come back and look at this. How much can you afford to borrow? We said 15,447, 442 and 47 cents. Oh, so that's
15,422.
15,422. Okay, so again, I'll blame it on dyslexia instead of stupidity. Now I'm better. And the second part of the problem, you will pay a total of blanket interest, and that's usually what the second part of the problem is asking you for interest. So you can expect to have to use your payments and number of payments per year and number of years to be able to come up with how much you paid, or either how much you paid in or how much you paid back. Because it works the same way if you're taking a loan or doing a savings account. So this one turned out to be the $13.17 and 53 cents, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.